the right place for you. This is the right place for me. This is the right place for dreams. This is the right place to be, to be.
Hey everybody, we're here in the new room that we're renovating called the Flower Garden. And this is Cato and Harold. There's about 8 cats in this room. They're just wonderful cats. They're so excited that their room's going to be redone. We're working on the Savannah room right now, the Coral room, and the Flower Garden for the cats. There's about 20 cats that are going to be going in these 3 rooms. And we're putting in the drink well water systems and their new litter box system. They have a bunch of perches and great things that they can play on. It's really, these cats are very lucky because many cats never get to a place like this. They end up in a shelter, in a cage. And that's not the way it should be happening. They should be able to have a good life because they're here a limited time. And this guy was from an open door shelter, and they called us, Cato. He wasn't doing well at the shelter. He was hissing and biting and carrying on, and he was going to be scheduled to be euthanized. He's living his good life here. He wants his own person, but he's going to have a really stable place where he's going to be safe. He has a lot of friends in this room. He gets really well taken care of. And it's all because we can from the donations that you guys give us to take care of these cats and dogs that are at Famous Fido, but also helping us with our interventions. So stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of great surprises, and we are very excited about setting up these rooms for these animals and doing our renovation project. Thank you so much for your help, and thank you for donating. Oh, hi guys. This is me and Maya. This is Maya. She was a surrender. She's about 12 years old. She's a great girl. She's also blind and she has diabetes. So, you know, there's many animals out there that need our help. But something we do very special here at Famous Fido is we work with interventions. And interventions are animals that people want to surrender because they either have medical challenges or they've moved or something is going on. And we try to help them with a medical funding so they don't have to go to shelters. This is very important because this is the key, is education and teaching people about, you know, there are solutions for these animals. They can keep their dogs. They don't think about it because they have nobody to mentor them or spend the time with them and come up with a plan. One of the cases this month that came in was a cocker, Charlie, who's 10 years old. She's had him since he was a puppy, and she wants to surrender him because she can't pick him up and get him into the car for him to go to the vet. So we had a big conversation with her daughter and her sister about what we could do for Charlie and her so she could keep her dog. She's also going to be getting hip surgery. So the plan is that Charlie's going to come here tomorrow for grooming, and we will groom him for free, which comes out of the intervention fund. And then he will have his ear assessed and go to Dr. Rossman at Glen Oaks Animal Hospital to come up with a plan to take care of his ear. And just that little bit of help is going to get her to keep her dog for the rest of his life. And then they're going to be moving to Colorado with the daughter, and Charlie will be able to live with his guardian until the end. So this is why intervention and education and mentoring and sticking with these people so they have a solution is so important, because without somebody to talk to, an animal will just go to a shelter. And Charlie is 10 years old, so it's not easy for him to get a home. He probably would be sitting there for a long period of time or get euthanized. So we would definitely love you to help us with the interventions. We need volunteers, but we do need money for the intervention funds because we get about 10 to 30 calls a day asking us for help. You can donate at famousfidorescue.org and help us with the intervention. Another intervention case that we had was a man with 8 cats. He found the mother cat on the street, and he let her breed with one of the kittens as it got older. Now he has no funds to spay the females, and there's 5 of them, which Famous Fido is going to help him spay everybody. So he will also be able to keep the animals, because there's no place for all these cats to go and dogs to go. There's not enough homes. So he's going to keep them and take care of them. We will be checking in on him to make sure that he's doing that, or we will try to help him rehome. But the cats will be taken care of so that they're spayed, and that does come out of the intervention fund. Without the fund, we're trying to raise $50,000 for that fund, so we can help dogs like the Cocker, Charlie, and the 8 cats that need help. Without the intervention, many of these animals would just go to a shelter, and they probably would not have any hope of getting out. There's absolutely too many cats and too many dogs at the shelter. There's not enough homes, and especially since the pandemic, where the shelters aren't letting everybody in, it's more difficult for them to get out. So I would say we get 10 to 30 calls a day. I can't tell you that we can help every single animal that calls here, but we do our best. And most of these people do not have a clue of how to keep their animal and find a solution. As we're going on with helping them and mentoring them and helping them with vetting expenses, a whole conversation breaks out where they want to keep these animals, and they're going to do what it takes. But after we do what it takes with them, we have to continuously talk to them and see how they're doing and check on that the animal is safe. Without this fund, animals continually go to shelters. The cycle keeps going. Go into a shelter, get a home. Maybe that person's going to give them up again. And it's just not the right thing to do. So we are doing our best to try to do what we can to keep animals in the home without going to shelter. And without the intervention fund, there's no other way that I can see except spay and neutering and doing whatever we can on that end. But without the intervention, people can't help their animals if they have medical challenges that they can't afford. So please give us a donation for that fund, and also consider being a monthly donor, because without the monthly donations, we can't take care of the Famous Fido animals that are here. And many people do surrender animals. They're behavioral challenge animals like Maya, who have major medical issues, from teeth to being blind to having diabetes. And without the funds from monthly support, it's very difficult for us to help these animals that we have at Fido's. So thank you again for watching our Famous Fido TV, and we'll keep you updated. Guys, it was a really great week this week. We just got a great adoption to Kathleen and David, and they adopted Perkins and Frank, which were really beautiful cats. We wanted to keep them together because they came in together, so we didn't have to separate them. And also, we were able to make room for Simba, which was another person moving, and he was able to come to our rescue. Adoptions are so important because you want to match up the animals with the right people. And some of these animals have issues that some people wouldn't be able to take care of, from being a senior animal or a behavioral problem cat. And some cats just don't match up. You have to give them time. Dogs also, they have to have time. What we're looking forward to this week is Daisy. Daisy is our Mastiff, who's been here almost 3 years. She has her 3rd meet and greet, and she'll be meeting people. She just got spayed. She was a very big dog. It was hard to find the right person to do it. And she will be meeting her possible home on Sunday. So adoptions are very important, and we are working very hard to get these animals into great homes so we can help more animals. To continue the rooms, we have about 17 more rooms to go. We're finishing off our cat rooms, starting up our dog rooms. We're working on our in-house adoption center and our garden, which we'll be doing a lot of adoptions over, and especially our training room, we're setting all that up and working hard to complete. It's an ongoing work in progress. So we definitely need your help, volunteering. We need donations. We need monthly donations. We need one time. You can offer to name a room in somebody's honor. And you can also sponsor an animal or just donate. We really need your help. It is so important to help these animals. These guys are so wonderful. They've been abandoned, but they've come out of their shells, enriching their lives with these rooms by just adding simple cat holes and a drink well system and giving them the attention they need instead of them having to be in a cage is a beautiful thing to see. Also, you know, we're going to be continuing on with these rooms, our dog rooms, our training room, our inside and outside adoption center, to give animals more enrichment, training, help, air, sunshine, so they can get ready to go into their new homes. It is so much better than an animal being at a typical shelter and going into a cage. Seeing how wonderful these animals are and how they respond. Just being happy cats and dogs. So we really appreciate your donations and we appreciate your help. It's a very important project to us. We want to also help build the learning center and get education out there for people to understand these are not just animals and throwaway things that you bring to a shelter, and these rooms help clarify that. Thank you so much. As we were taking a break from the film just now, we got another person calling to surrender a Maltese mix. Now this is something I call a designer dog, because people go out and buy these puppies in pet shops, and then she's having a major problem. She's getting a divorce. She has 3 daughters. It's Wednesday, and she's moving tonight in a few hours. I spoke to her once before. She doesn't intend to take the dog with her. She doesn't know what she's going to do about the dog. Maybe she should take it to a shelter or just let it out on the street. Now this is a Maltese mix. He's lived in the family. She has 3 children, a 7-year-old daughter that's never going to forget this and never forget that her dog was taken away from her. She'll remember this her whole life. I'm going to try to explain this to the mom again when she brings the dog in here, but these are not, you know, things like a garbage or a Nintendo game or whatever it might be that you just throw away. These are living, breathing animals that have souls, that have personalities, individual personalities, and they don't just change for us. If we're going to get an animal in our life, we also have to change for the animal. This is a major problem, moving and not making a space for your animal who's supposed to be a family member and live with you for life. So many people are calling here with cats and dogs and moving and not thinking about this before they do it, and then there's no place for the animal to go. This definitely has to stop. I'm going to talk to the lady today to see if she intends to regroup and try to find an apartment that will let her keep her dog, but we'll have to see what the situation is. Is it even good for the dog to be in a chaotic situation like this? There's so much involved with rescue, so much involved with animals. It never ends. If you'd like to get involved and volunteer, we definitely need people to help with some of these intervention calls and surrender calls, counselors that could talk to people and hopefully try to make some sense out of their situation and give them a solution. Work with us to do that. Thank you so much.
This is the right place for you. This is the right place for me. This is the right place for dreams. This is the right place to be alive, to be free, to live a dream, to feel that you're real. place for me. This is the right place for dreams. This is the right place to be alive, to be free, to live